What's up, Tea Tribe? This is Alyssa Amoroso, aka Publicity, who is ready to spill the tea. Because this is Tea with Publicity. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Tea with Publicity, presented by my favorite tequila hard seltzer, Mamitas. You probably noticed on Instagram this weekend, I was drinking it. I packed some up, went to my family's shore house, drank Mamitas on the boat. The family loved it. In case you're not familiar, Mamitas is a hard seltzer made with real tequila. It's only 95 calories with a 5% ABV, so you know it will get the job done, especially now that we are entering spring and summer is on the horizon. Mamitas comes in 4 delicious flavors: mango, pineapple, paloma, and lime. I've said it once, I'll say it again. Paloma is my jam. I love them all, but Paloma, chef's kiss. They come in 4-packs or variety 8-packs. It's mucho delicious. So be sure to get your Mamitas and tag me and tag them at Drink Mamitas. So yeah, like I said, just got back from the shore. I'm a little sunburnt. Hey, Mackenzie, how was your weekend?
It was good. Yeah.
Hot, right?
Yeah, it was like 90 degrees.
90 degrees. My arm is burnt. I have 90 million mosquito bites.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not cut out for
Forgot
spring.
about mosquitoes. Yeah, honestly.
My brother, I just almost just said my husband. My brother-in-law goes, "What happened to all of us only having to care about Zika? Now it's like Zika, Corona,
like literally everything. You could die at any moment.
Moment, anything."
Yeah.
I don't know if I have mosquito bites or I have, those bugs that people call like no-see-ums.
No, I don't think so.
They're like I think they call them that because you literally, sorry guys, I'm looking at my hair and my reflection. You literally don't see them.
Oh.
They're like so little. There's these like little gnats.
Yeah.
And at the boat, we were on the boat and it was low tide. So all of these bugs started like swarming in because we were docked. And I was just getting like little bites all over.
Yeah.
They're behind my knees. They're between my toes. Like I'm so itchy now.
Yeah, no, it's the worst. And it's like allergy season too.
You guys, I need to tell you about Itchy Corner.
Oh my God. Itchy Corner?
So I get, okay, it's weird. I never grew up with allergies.
Mm-hmm.
Like I just wasn't one of those people.
Yeah.
And now that in my adult life, I suddenly have allergies and I don't know how to handle them because it's new.
Right.
So my parents, I kept saying to them for like 3 summers, I'm like, I'm allergic to your house.
Yeah.
They're like, there's no way you're allergic to our house.
A house, yeah.
What I think it is that I live in the city and Monday through Friday and there's hardly any trees.
Yeah.
Or like
pollution. I mean,
I was going to say pollution too.
There is.
No,
but
pollen.
Yeah, pollen.
And I was going to say pollution too. That's so funny. But yeah, I go to the shore house and it's pollen central and we have Itchy Corner. So Itchy Corner is this corner in my parents' couch where there's down pillows.
Oh, yeah.
And I think I'm allergic to something in the pillows. It took me summers to realize this.
Yeah.
Because I would sit on the couch and all of a sudden my eyes would swell up.
Oh, my gosh.
I'd start sneezing. And then even like I've had friends and we'll be sitting on the couch and they'll start getting itchy eyes.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden we noticed it's the Itchy Corner.
Yeah.
And I can't, so I don't sit in Itchy Corner anymore.
Yeah. I
avoid it. But I also am just super allergic to leaving the city.
Yeah, exactly.
Sounds insane. So last night I got home and I slept 9.5 hours.
Oh my gosh.
I just think the allergies take the life out of me.
Yeah, it really does. Like your eyes get swollen and you're stuffy, you can't breathe. It's like really horrible.
It's really horrible. My parents, it was my dad's 65th birthday, so we had like a barbecue for him outside. Mm-hmm. And I feel like people probably thought I was antisocial because I kept Irish exiting.
Yeah.
Like I would like talk and then leave and then talk and then leave.
Yeah.
And I kept going inside. And it was honestly because my eyes were burning outside.
Yeah, it's like unbearable when it gets really bad.
Yeah, so I've been taking daytime and nighttime medicine. It's definitely helping a little bit. But the mirror didn't come, just to update you guys on Mirrorgate.
Damn.
I think it's officially come to a close. The mirror couldn't fit in my elevator. after all of this. So it was kind of a blessing in disguise that I didn't buy the original one from the Facebook Marketplace girl.
Right.
Because what if I bought that and then that couldn't fit?
Yeah.
I would have been stuck with it.
Yeah, and then she wouldn't have want it back. Like, you already bought it.
So,
yeah. Blessing in disguise.
I know.
Wow.
So mirror didn't fit. I have decided to give up on my mirror dreams. I'm honestly over it. Like, I don't even care if my bedroom ever gets finished being decorated because I kind of like how it feels just like empty and serene.
Yeah.
But I spent the money already. Like, I bought Gucci shoes and then I'm like, oh, now I have all this money to spend.
Right, yeah.
And I'm going to buy some like bathing suits and stuff for the summer and just put the money to more practical use.
Yeah, true.
So,
other people can see your outfits. So
exactly.
No one can see the mirror unless they come over.
I know. I'm like, who's seeing this mirror aside from me laying in bed alone?
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that I just have a few like self-care things that I want to update you guys on. There was this whole thing that happened on Instagram where people were DMing me another brand's merch that was Self-Care Club merch.
Yeah, I saw that.
And like, it's frustrating, but I didn't invent self-care. And it is a buzzy word of the moment. So I'm just going to chalk it up to a coincidence. But I'm not going to stop with my self-care club because it's something that I hold near and dear to my heart. So what we're going to do, ladies and gentlemen, I talked last week about wanting to come up with a name for journaling that we could all connect on. And a follower of mine DM'd me some suggestions, and I have landed on the self-care scribble.
Oh.
So what we will do is whenever we're journaling, our self-care scribble, and it's something that we could just keep each other accountable for. Tag me during your journaling sessions, and I will be launching Manifest and Self-Care Club journals, which I'm really excited about.
Yeah.
I like really made sure that the colors were cute and that there was like gold accents, and I got to really customize everything. And I personally need a new journal. So I decided what a better way for us to all make sure that we're holding ourselves accountable with self-care than committing to doing a self-care scribble. So whether that be, once a week, once a day, whatever you prefer, but maybe you could just start a small goal of, journaling once a week or just getting your thoughts down and you don't have to write like you're a professional. You could literally scribble thoughts, stream of consciousness.
Yeah, like bullet points even.
Yes, whatever you need to just get it out there, put it out and feel good. So I will let you guys know when those launch. We're waiting for samples. Obviously, I want to make sure they're perfect for you. I also did this funny little video on TikTok about Hot Girl Summer and being waxed and vaxxed for the summer. And there was some demand to get waxed and vaxxed merch. So I'd like to say that my t-shirts are now live. So if you want to join me in having a Hot Girl Summer waxed and vaxxed merch is live. Again, always everything's linked in my bio. And then last thing, I'll just update you guys on my own self-care journey. I've been continuing to see a personal trainer 2 times a week, city biking to work. I don't feel like my body's changed whatsoever, which is like obviously a little discouraging when you're trying really hard to feel stronger or build muscle. But my sister made a good point. She's like, it's been 2 weeks, relax.
Right, yeah.
I think I'm so used to like wanting instant gratification.
Yeah, no, definitely.
And I know my body's this way. My body usually gets kind of stubborn before it ever even budges.
Yeah.
And I'm really not trying to focus on losing weight. I'm just trying to focus on like feeling good in clothes, feeling confident. And it's a journey for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I was talking to my trainer about how my field hockey coach in high school was like, she thought she was training us for the Olympics.
Oh, yeah. I've had those coaches before.
She thought this was the end all be all.
Yeah.
She would use intimidation tactics.
Yeah.
So she would be like, we would have 2-a-days for preseason.
Oh, yeah.
And she wouldn't tell us if it was going to be a day that we were running on the track or we were running on the field.
Oh, yeah. That's the worst.
So what she would do is we'd get to practice and we'd all be like, are you putting your cleats on or are you putting your sneakers
running
on?
Shoes, yeah.
Yeah. And she wouldn't tell us ahead of time. And she'd show up, wouldn't say hi to anyone. And she would just yell. To this day, I have PTSD.
Oh, my
She'd
gosh,
yell.
yeah.
cleats off, sneakers on, down to the track, let's go. And we'd all have to like just quickly change, grab our water, run down to the track. And then she wouldn't tell us how much we were running.
Oh my God.
So she'd be like, 4 laps, go. And which is a mile.
Yeah.
And then we'd finish and we'd all be like, oh, we're done. And then she'd be like, 4 more, go again.
Oh
and
my
she would just,
God.
oh my God. It was,
I actually have PTSD, like, just from you saying that, because my soccer coaches like used to do that all the time.
We would run sometimes like 3 or 4 miles. One time, this girl in high school, someone on the team hooked up with someone else's boyfriend.
Oh my God.
And it was creating like awkwardness on the team because they wouldn't like pass to each other during games.
Oh, wait. That's so funny.
So our coach was like, I don't know what's going on. I don't care. It was a day that it was raining. So there was like this bulletin board in school and it would say like cancel practice.
Oh, yeah, yep.
I mean, practice canceled. Sorry, because the rain.
Right.
It would just say field hockey practice is still on.
Oh my God. She's crazy.
So we would go out in the pouring rain. And I remember she made us run. She like do the stairs on the bleachers.
Oh, yep.
In the pouring rain when everything else was canceled.
Oh my God. When you could literally slip and hit your head and just crack it open on those steel bleachers. Oh my God.
I'm literally traumatized. So I was telling my trainer as we were working out, I was like, you don't understand. Like, I used to be super athletic and like backtrack. I wasn't super athletic. More in shape.
Yeah. But like playing sports, you're just like, you don't need to work out or anything. You're just always have practice and stuff. Like that was like it was in high school. Yeah.
So I was saying to him, I was like, even when I was in tip top shape running like 3 miles, I would finish last. Like,
exactly.
Like I'm slow and I'm not naturally muscular. Like some people just are born with abs.
Right.
Like we call them the Amoroso arms in my family because like all the boys in my family are like so unathletic. They like can't throw a ball and like all my cousins have like spaghetti arms.
Oh my God, that's so funny.
So we call them the Amoroso arms. So I was trying to explain to him, I'm like, while I'm an average athlete, like I would say I'm actually pretty average. Like I could hang.
Yeah.
I'm not built athletically.
Yeah.
And he like, I don't know why I was like making him crack up. And I said to him, in college, like we used to call people like me NARPs.
Yep. Yeah.
And he was like, what's a NARP?
Yeah.
Do you know?
Yeah. Non-athletic regular person.
Yes.
Yeah.
A non-athletic regular person is a NARP.
Yep.
So I was saying, I'm like, now I'm a NARP. And he was like dying.
Yeah.
He was like, okay, I wouldn't go that far. I wouldn't say you're a NARP. I'd say you're a MARP. A medium.
Oh my God. Wait, that's funny.
Or like a moderately athletic regular person.
Right, exactly. Oh my God, that's hilarious. That would be like, I played sports in college, but it was club sports. So it wasn't like the varsity team. So I was like a medium level.
Like a MARP.
Yeah, exactly.
So I was like cracking up. So I'm trying, like, it's one of those things where I could really keep up in the class. Obviously, I'm dying, sweating. Right. But it's tough. And also one thing I've never really spoken to you guys about is I have a freaking hip injury.
Oh.
It's not, I wouldn't say it's an injury. It's I was born that way. I have an outer rotation where my alignment's kind of messed up and it kind of throws off the entire right side of my body.
Oh, okay.
So I'll be in so much pain. So I'm trying to work with him to strengthen my muscles and strengthen my hip and do all of these things. So like that gets discouraging sometimes too because I'm trying my best to work out and be my best self, but I'm dying in pain.
Yeah, exactly.
It's so frustrating. So it's been a journey. I'm trying to, like I said, I want to feel stronger.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So hopefully over time, I think I'm going to do 2 days a week with him. And then he said he'll start giving me homework.
Oh my gosh.
Where I could do like one other day by myself.
Like at home workout or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I've really just been trying to stretch.
Oh my God. I'm so bad at stretching. Like
I'm so bad.
Yoga's my worst nightmare because I literally can't even touch my toes.
Wait,
when I bend down.
Does yoga hurt your wrists?
I haven't done it in so long. I did hot yoga twice because back to high school sports, randomly, my soccer coach thought it would be a good, fun bonding experience. So I'll go to hot yoga because there was this new place that opened in our town at the time. And it was just, I hated it so much. But I'm so inflexible, so that's why I hated it. It just like doesn't work for me because I am in pain. It's not like relaxing.
I 100% agree. And we don't talk enough about the trauma of high school sports.
Oh my gosh.
I actually feel triggered.
I have a high school basketball coach that I actually hated, and I will fully admit it. I hated him so much. And to this day, like, I am 3 years out of college. I don't even know. Yeah, 3 years out of college. And if somebody brings up like one thing about him, I could go off for hours about all these moments that he like screwed me and all this stuff and how disrespectful he was. Like, literally, I am like so removed from it, but I just hated him so much.
Okay, this is the worst part. My field hockey coach was also the lacrosse coach, and I played both.
Oh, yep. Mm-hmm.
So there was no escaping her, and she didn't like me because I'm very chatty, obviously.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, yep.
I remember her being like, "Oh, the peanut gallery over there."
Yeah. You're in the middle, like, starting the drama.
Yeah, and so this is what pissed me off. Same thing, I'm triggered. I was good enough to play varsity as a freshman, but she wouldn't pull me up to varsity for whatever reason. Mm-hmm. So she pulled up 6 freshmen to play varsity. Mm-hmm. And I remember to this day, one of those people literally did not play one game, but she got the varsity letter. Yeah. And she got to practice with varsity.
Right.
She wouldn't put me title on varsity, but I played in 6 games that year.
Wait, really?
6 varsity games.
What?
She would pull me up.
How is that even possible?
Play me, not give me the letter. It pissed me off because I was like, I don't get the recognition.
Right.
And then
I've literally never heard of that. That's crazy.
Oh, I don't know. She was really rude. Yeah. And then this is what else. So I got in trouble for cheating in high school.
Oh my God. Like in school?
Yeah, not on
okay. Yeah.
Not on a boyfriend on the test.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll be honest with you guys. So the intent to cheat was there.
Yeah.
I didn't cheat. So what happened was I went to my science class. I was going to totally cheat. I had a piece of paper in my pocket that I wrote answers or facts on, folded it up, put it in my denim skirt pocket.
Yeah.
During the test, I realized I'm not going to be able to get this paper out of my pocket.
Yeah, without it.
And so I was in like a short denim skirt. So I kind of like put my hands on the side of it to shimmy and like move it down.
Yeah.
And the teacher walks up to me and she's like, "What did you just put in your pocket?"
Oh.
And I was like, "Nothing."
Yeah.
And she's like, "Empty them right now."
Oh, no.
I emptied the pocket. It's
there.
Obviously. So then she sends me to the principal's office.
No.
I'm telling the principal I did not cheat, even though I totally had intent to, but I actually didn't. So I was like, I didn't cheat. I was studying. This was a lie. I was studying before the test. So I had written down some things to remember, didn't bring like a backpack to class. So I just put it in my pocket.
Yeah.
And it was so crazy because the principal was like, "I believe you."
Yeah.
But it has to come from the teacher. She has to be the one to dismiss this.
Yeah.
And the teacher refused.
Oh my God. That's
so I got
annoying.
in-school suspension.
Oh my God.
So as I'm going back and forth trying to negotiate with the principal to not get in-school suspension, my mom was involved, everything.
Oh gosh.
I didn't tell my field hockey coach because I didn't want to go to her and tell her my crime until it was solidified.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So I didn't tell her.
Oh no.
2 days go by. She calls me into her office and she's like, honestly, it was so mean. She was like, "You are despicable. I am disgusted by people that cheat. You will never make it far in life.
Oh my
if you're a cheater." Oh, you don't. I gave you 2 days to come to me and you didn't. You're a coward.
No, you're a coward. Oh my God. You're like, "I'm in high school. I'm sorry. I just want to get good grades."
I swear to God. And then, so that happened. Wait, guys, now I'm just on a tangent. Then I went to go visit my boyfriend at college when I was a senior. And because I missed a game, she benched me the entire season and I didn't play once my senior year.
Season? Oh my God. That's hilarious. One time, actually, this is a funny story. When I was like a junior, or I mean, I was like a sophomore or something, I remember my mom won me tickets. You know Cody Simpson?
Yes.
She like won me tickets on the radio to some private Cody Simpson concert. I know there was probably like only like 30 other people there. So at the time, I was like, this is so cool.
Yeah.
Cody Simpson was kind of up and coming then, and he was so young, whatever. And I remember I had to miss one single practice. And I remember I was like, I have to tell him because if it gets back to him that I lied and said I had a doctor's appointment, and I told him and he was just like, "Okay, like, yeah, well, you're going to be like sitting out for a while." Meanwhile, I never played anyway because he just hated me so much. And like, I always sat the bench where I was like, okay, great. So just like every other game. And then it was just like,
You just never play again.
yeah, exactly. But it was like, it was one game, and then we ended up like losing by a lot. So I still played in the game because it was like, oh, put Mackenzie in. What worse could she do? We're already losing by 50.
I love how this happened to both of us.
I know.
And also just to kind of paint the picture, guys, of like how I was in high school, because I told you I was such a bad student. I also, during lacrosse one year, we had a lacrosse team party that turned into like a full-blown rager. It was like my first time heavily drinking ever.
Yeah.
Because I think I was trying to show off like, yeah, I could drink.
Right, yeah.
Blacked out.
Right, of
Like,
course.
so the drunkest I've ever been in my entire life. Like I learned my lesson that day, thank God, in high school.
Yeah.
And I was playing the game and then going to the bathroom and throwing up and then playing.
Oh my God. Wait, that's iconic.
My parents were like, you're still playing in the game.
Yeah. No, that's, oh my God, that's so funny. Is this a sports podcast?
This is
Barstool Sports.
I was just going to say, Barstool Sports didn't realize they were hiring an athlete in me.
Oh my God. No, I feel like anyone that played high school sports would like have the same exact experience as this.
It's literally traumatizing.
But, and then you think about it now, you're like, I worried so much about what? About nothing. Like, I was so worried for missing one single high school varsity like, I was so upset that I was going to miss it. And I like was so nervous to go talk to my coach. It's like, that literally did nothing for me. Like, I'm not in the WNBA right now. It didn't matter that I missed one practice. I sat the bench anyway.
We also, one more story, then I'll get into my interview because now I just love this so much. We had a curfew.
Oh, yeah.
Before games. So the coach, I was just going to say her name. The coach would say, I'm going to call you at 10 p.m. If you're not home, you can't play.
Oh my gosh.
So we had a curfew.
She's so crazy.
She's so crazy. And then we were all so scared, but obviously our moms were like, we'll lie for you. Or like usually we just stayed home. But there was this one girl, my friend Gina on the team, who's my friend's cousin, and like Gina gave zero fucks.
Yeah.
And Gina would be like, whatever, I'm throwing a party. Who cares? Who's coming?
Right.
And I was always like admired her because she was younger than me and she literally didn't care
at all.
So she would just throw a rager and be like, whatever, she can call me if she wants. And we would just go to Gina's house.
That's so funny. Oh my gosh.
But I was so scared of her. Like, she would call us, she would check in on us. This woman, again, we were in high school.
Yeah, I know. It's like when you're in it, it seems like such a big deal. But really, when you think about it now, you're like, wait, none of that mattered whatsoever. It was fun at the time, but why was I worried?
I know. And my friend was, my friend played field hockey in college, and she said, I think it was like D1 or D3, I forget. Yeah. And she was like, it was a walk in the park compared to what we went through in high school.
Yeah, even still, like, even if you go on to play college, it's like, you're probably not going to go play professional, like, in the Olympics or whatever. So why are we making this such a big deal?
I know.
But, yeah, it's crazy.
Okay, guys, I hope you enjoyed taking a walk down memory lane with me. I am going to get to my interview now with Brianna Chickenfry. That's not her last name. It's like Pangaea or something, but that's what she goes by on social media. You guys probably know her from TikTok. She's also my Barstool coworker. So I'm gonna get into that interview with her, get all of the TikTok tea, and then we will spill the tea. So here's my interview. Okay, guys, I am back with Brianna Chickenfry, aka how do you say your real last name?
LaPaglia.
LaPaglia.
Yeah. Well, it's really LaPaglia, but no one says it like that, so LaPaglia.
I was saying this to Rhea once. I'm like, I feel like we're all Italian.
Every single person besides Kelly Keegs, because she clearly is an Italian, but everyone
all
else.
of us are so Italian.
I know. I love it. It's awesome.
Just by chance, too, which is so weird.
It's so weird. So is like Daniela is, too, I think, because her last name is like, I can't even say it, but it looks Italian.
No, all of us. It's so ironic. I want to get into it because my audience, you're younger than me, obviously, so they probably, half of them know, half of them don't know you. So I want to get into just like your whole coming to be here at Barstool.
Okay.
So you went, like, you started TikTok while you were still in college, right?
Still in college, yeah.
And then how did it come to be that you got the internship at Barstool before you started here?
So I was making TikToks. I think I started, I want to say like a year and a half ago, actually like making videos and like, maybe like people actually like this shit. Cause like one blew up and I was like, maybe I could do this. Cause I wanted to be like a YouTuber when I was little. And I got a DM from the Barstool main account and I thought that they were going to ask to post my video. And I was going to say no. Cause it was like, I know what the Barstool comments are. Like it's horrible. So I was like, yeah, like what's up? And they were like, what's your email? gave them my email. 3 months later, they flew me out here. I like met everyone. And then I signed an internship in May. My internship lasted a week. I think I was like the fastest internship in fucking Barstool history. And then I was just full time. And the rest is history.
Wow. That's so crazy that they literally scouted you.
Yeah. Isn't that wild?
It is, but we also all have the most untraditional stories of getting hired here.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So it makes sense.
It's like, I guess it does make sense. And now people, because I tell that story on my podcast all the time, because it's like a reoccurring question. How did you end up at Barstool? Now everyone is like making content to try and get scouted. And I'm like, don't like try. Like if you try too hard, it's like obvious. And like people are going to be like, what the fuck?
That's like me because I DM'd Dave and he answered. Now everyone's like, I told everyone I started my DM with hear me out. And now everyone's DMing me, hear me out. And I'm like, first of all, I don't have like the power to hire you.
No.
Second of all, it was just like things just happen sometimes and you can't repeat the formula.
No.
It just happened.
Yeah, exactly. Like you were that one lucky DM. He read it. He liked it. And it's not going to go through all of them. Do you know how many people DM him a day? Probably asking for a job.
So
people
many.
DM us every day asking for a job. And we're like, can't fucking give you a job.
No. But you just reached 1 million on TikTok. Congratulations.
Yes, thank you.
That's huge.
It's crazy. It's like I when I hit 100,000, I remember I was like, this is wild. 100,000 people follow me and now 1 million. I like can't even grasp it. It's like insane.
It's really hard to grasp that number.
Yeah,
because
it doesn't feel real.
It's kind of like, who are these people? Like it feels like, okay, all these people follow me, but you almost can't visualize like where they are in the world or I don't know. It's so weird.
It just doesn't feel like, I feel like even at 100,000 it felt more real because I was like, wow, this is crazy. And now 1 million, I'm like, it doesn't feel, it's like fake. Like it just doesn't feel real to me.
I know, it's so crazy. I think one of the coolest things that's been a result of you working here is the fact that you were able to go on BFFs, which obviously is with Dave, like, and Josh, who has millions of followers. Like, I think that is one of the best opportunities that any employee could get pulled into, and you got it.
I got so lucky. So I don't even like remember how that happened. It was like, I think there were 3 or 4 episodes in, and it just like wasn't hitting. Like it was like 2 guys so opposite where like Josh was just kind of following Dave's lead, and it was like it was too bro-y.
Yeah, he didn't have his voice yet.
Yeah, it was just like, I don't know, they weren't like reaching an audience that people didn't really enjoy it because it was just like 2 men bickering. And then they asked me to come on one, but I didn't even have a camera. I was sitting where she is sitting, and I was like just behind on the third mic saying randomly, like putting one word in. But like as it went on and the dynamic got better, it was just so much better having a female's perspective, and also me because I'm like so in on TikTok, and now I sit with Dave and I'm like way more involved, and I think it just like the dynamic is so much better with a female.
I 100% agree. And you're also that age where you're in it. And like the coolest thing that I think it did for you, just from like a marketing perspective, is like it completely just aligned you with all of those TikTokers now. Like we see you hanging out with like Josh and Griffin, and it's like I'm sure so many girls that follow you, that's their dream.
Oh, I know. I know. And it was actually so weird the first time like I really hung out with Griffin and Josh like outside of like a work setting, like we were hanging out, we were doing whatever. It was like these are just like normal fucking kids, and they have 25 million people following them. Every move they make, I can't even imagine how stressed out they are every day. Like they were like because they had an hour to not work. I was like, you are being worked like dogs, but they love it and they work so hard, and you wouldn't think TikTokers work hard. But it was like amazing. I was like amazed at these kids. Like Josh is 19, 2 years younger than me, and I like look up to him.
I know. Well, I look up to him.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm like, I think he's one of those people that is going to be extremely successful in whatever he does.
Because I don't think he stops. He like doesn't give up.
Yeah, there's just like those people that you look at them and you're like, they're a born entrepreneur. And I really believe that he's going to like be so incredibly successful.
Yeah.
I know it is crazy to see, and like you're kind of thrust into this world, and you've had like your own fair share of internet drama.
Oh yeah.
What? Can we dig into the whole like Victoria drama, how you guys are now friends?
Oh yeah, we could dig
What's
into
her last name? Victoria what? P?
That's not her real last name, but Paris, yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
so you made a video She thought you were talking about her. You weren't. Internet beef ensued.
Yes.
And now everyone sees you guys hanging out.
Yeah.
Like, what is it like being involved in controversy like that?
Okay, so that one was wild because her fans are
Hardcore.
crazy. They are like a cult. They're crazy, and she she sicked them on me. So my whole comment section was getting flooded, and I was hungover. I took a nap. I posted that video, woke up, and I'm like, what the fuck? That video was literally, like I said in the video, about someone I met last night. So whatever, we're arguing. I don't even know how it came about. I think she DM'd me on Instagram because she kind of realized that she looked a little crazy for just assuming it was about her, which, like, I get it. Like, it's so easy to get wrapped up in drama on the internet. So I, like, responded. We went out for drinks, like, the next day. And I was like, oh, like, it's so stupid that we let people on the internet, especially TikTok, like, just pit people against each other for no reason. Like, it was because we were both at the same amount of following. We were kind of blowing up at the same time. It's like they wanted us to hate each other.
Same age range. Yeah.
Both in New York City. Like, I think the internet just wanted us to hate each other, and we almost fell for it. And, like, thank God we met up. And she's wild. She's one of the craziest person, like, I've ever met in my life, but I love her, and I think she's also going to be fucking huge.
Yeah, it's so funny how that happens because I have a group chat with some, like, East Coast TikTokers, like ones that you probably know, like Remy Badar and like Levanti and all these people, Kate, and we all talk, and it's nice because we were almost like support each other because sometimes like one person will get pulled into drama or and they'll just like need like a sounding board to be like, am I overreacting? Or because we're all trying to navigate having these platforms and sometimes like we're not trained for this
at all. We got thrown into it. I would say that we all have no clue what we're doing, you know?
I think the best thing though about you is that you kind of don't succumb to the whole I'm just going to apologize because that's what people want to hear.
Oh, never will I ever.
Yeah, you'll be like, no, I'm not sorry because I don't feel bad.
Yeah. Like, I don't feel like I will apologize when an apology is deserved or I did something wrong or like I actually offended someone. But that's why so many people fail and so many people are so like get thrown off of social media or canceled because they just listen and they're like, yes, I'm so sorry. And then
they're pushovers.
Yeah. And then if you admit to something that you didn't do, automatically you're guilty, automatically you're canceled. It's like, don't let people walk all over you. They're internet trolls. They want to see you be canceled.
I feel that way a lot with like social issues. Like when things are going on in the world, people will be messaging me like, say something. And in my head, I'm like, I'm going to say something when I want to and I feel it's authentic to my belief system. Yeah, I'm not going to because you're bulldozing me into something. Say the wrong thing. I've just never taken that approach.
Ever.
And then when I do put out something finally, people appreciate it because I'm not reposting a freaking meme.
Exactly.
And I'm actually talking from my heart.
Yeah.
It's like, I feel like we almost sometimes get like bullied into saying something that we don't know what we're. Yeah. It's like, just as long as you trust your gut and you're like unapologetic and apologize for the right things, and you just have to have a good like pulse on that. But
exactly,
I feel like I'm 30. You're how old? 21.
Yeah,
you're so young to like be navigating all of this.
Yeah, it is crazy. It is scary. But I don't know. I feel like with social media, I haven't changed at all. Like even with the following, I've always been like kind of fuck you. I'm going to say whatever I want. Like I'm going to unapologetically be myself. So I think that just being my personality has helped me on social media only because now social media is so scary. Like you can get canceled for anything, saying anything. So I think you just have to go into it with this is me, you love me or hate me, don't follow me if you don't like me. Kind of personality, you know?
No, I think that's so true. And I'm just always amazed because I feel like it kind of like you had to leave college to work here.
Yeah.
So like you're growing up here. And sometimes I have to like I'll think about that. I'll see the way like you party and like Rhea and everyone, and I'm like, I'm just like, I've been there and like I did that in college and I was that exact same way when I was your age. But I didn't have the responsibility of having a full-time job. So when I look sometimes, I'm like, how are they doing? Like I give so much props because it's a really interesting situation to be in.
It is crazy, actually. And now I actually realized I recorded my podcast before this and I said this on my podcast and I realized it was crazy. I was like, I'm going to Miami. It's going to be so fun. I'm going to party and go crazy. But I was like, I'm going to get so much good content out of it though. Like it's work as well. And I was like, I look at everything now as even fun shit. I'm like, well, that's work and that's going to be content. It's kind of a weird world that I'm living in. It's like all the fun at once, but also you got to make a story out of this. You got to make a podcast out of this. You got to make a video out of this.
Yeah.
It's weird.
I've been living that world for like 6 years because I did this all on Instagram before. And it was one of those things where I never wanted – I feel like Gen Z is a little bit better about this because you're all super social savvy. But a lot of my friends, like I'm the most social savvy of us. So I never wanted to infringe on their plans by me having to shoot content and making them stop. Like say we're all going to Miami for a weekend and they're paying using their hard-earned money. I didn't want them to have to stop what they were doing to film me doing something because I signed up for it. They didn't. And I always was like hyper aware of that. So like I took a trip to Thailand with my college friends and I would bring a tripod and shoot my content before they woke up or do things so I'm not bothering other people because I'm like, I'm aware of the fact that this might be annoying to them.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you ever feel that way or is it different because your audience, like your friends are also probably on their phones. So it's probably a little different.
I feel that 100%. It's definitely probably more for you because your friends aren't like making TikToks or whatever. But I sometimes feel like a burden because I'm like, well, I have to record this. I have to get this on.
Yeah.
Like I feel like I don't want them to think I'm using them for content or like pulling a David Dobrik and being like,
and then
this.
you don't want to feel self-centered either. Like me.
Exactly. But so what I found that works with my friends are also all kind of crazy. So they're like characters in my vlogs or like in my videos. So they like enjoy being in them. I'm not like, hey, record me. I'm like, hey, I'm going to record you. They're like, oh, thanks. Like, you want to put me in there? You love me. So I guess we kind of just figured out the dynamic, but I know with certain friend groups, I can't do that. Like I have my friends that I can and the ones that I got to put my phone away.
Exactly. It's like a weird fine line that I don't think people from the outside maybe notice.
Yeah.
What was it like? Because you would have been graduating this year from college, or
yeah, I would have graduated like a couple weeks ago.
Was that like a really hard time for you seeing all of your friends?
So I went
graduate?
back. I went back to school for graduation weekend because I was in this like weird feeling. If I don't go, I'm gonna feel like a shitty friend, and I'm gonna like miss out on that last like hoorah because I was there for 4 years. I feel like I want to be with them for it. But then I was like, I don't want to go because I don't know how it's going to make me feel. If it's going to make me feel like, did I make the right decision on dropping out? Like I missed out on all of this with my best friends. And I went back and it was kind of a mixture of both. But I guess you just have to look at it as you just took a different path than them. And like, it's not sad. It's just that part of your life's over.
You at least got to have like majority of your time in college.
Thank God.
Like it's not like you missed all of it.
Yeah. Like
so you
Rhea
got your
started.
taste.
Yeah. Rhea came, she didn't even like barely go to college. Like at least I got like 3.5 years.
Yeah. I think that is like a blessing because you kind of got best of both worlds. But like my senior year was like everything to me. So I like empathized with the fact that your boyfriend still goes there.
Yeah.
And you had to navigate like it's not easy.
No,
to
not
do
all.
that.
It was crazy. But selfishly, I'm like, well, it was COVID, so the year kind of sucked. Thank God, like I dropped out this year because they didn't really get to have like the crazy senior year.
Oh, that's so true.
So I was like, all right, I didn't miss out on that much because COVID kind of ruined their shit too. Let me just drop out. That was half the reason I did drop out. If there was no COVID and there was like because I was all online when I dropped out. So if I was in person, I was still going to stay in school and then move to New York when I graduated.
Oh, so I totally get your decision. I would have done the same thing.
Yeah. It was like I paid my rent for the whole year because I was like staying, but.
Wow. That's fascinating. I think it's just, an interesting dynamic. Did you feel like I don't know how to ask this because it's like kind of hard for you to answer without being like, yeah, I'm the shit. But like, did you feel like people, when you went back for graduation, treated you differently because when you had left, not your best friends, but like people that you were acquaintances with look at you differently now because you have this massive social media following?
You know, like there's always, my friends, of course, were like the same because they were dealing with it when I lived there. But like, you know, the people you associated with and just like random acquaintances, they give you more time and act more interested in you. They're finally like asking you questions about your life. And I'm like, you never asked me how I'm doing
on their stories.
Yeah, it's like, and I get it, I do, but at the same time, like I know what you're doing. I'm not stupid, but of course I'll take a picture with you, and of course I'll be nice to you. But like, I know you're not my friend, you know?
Yeah, it's a weird dynamic, I'm sure.
It's creepy.
I know. So we talk a lot about mental health on the podcast,
Mm-hmm.
and I want to dig into it. Is your, like, I feel like your podcasts are very much like you alone in your room, like you said.
Yeah.
I think on one podcast, using it as like a diary,
It's
basically.
literally just like, let's take a trip inside my head every episode. And it's like, I don't know what you're going to get because I'm fucked up. But yeah.
Do you feel like mental health is something you struggle with?
Oh, yeah, 100% daily. And I talk about it every week. I think mental health, at least talking about it, is the most important thing. I'm still like scared to go to therapy, and I like admit that, and I talk about that. But I think it's all about like just finding your balance and like actually admitting that you have something wrong.
Are you scared to go to therapy because you're not ready to confront things?
Because I know if I go into therapy, I'll make it like a stand-up set, and I'll try to like make her laugh, and like I will tiptoe around things.
Yeah.
And I won't know what to talk about, and I know it's not like that, and I'd probably be fine, but I think I'm too like awkward.
I think you have to like mentally come to the point where you're ready to do it.
Yeah.
But you're not at.
No, I think I will get there
Yeah,
eventually.
I think so.
Also, it's expensive.
Oh my God, it's so expensive.
So
I was joking. I was like, okay, so when I stop paying my therapist, I'll probably get a car.
Yeah.
Because that's how much money.
Literally.
I'm not even kidding.
It's crazy.
I'll probably lease a car.
Yeah, literally.
So just
ridiculous.
waiting to be fixed.
Yeah. Can you fix me so I can get a car, please?
But another thing that I saw you talking about recently was body image. And like, you're so thin in my eyes, but it's still something you struggle with.
Oh, yeah.
So what is that journey like for you?
Well, for me, it's kind of like I grew up being super skinny always. Like I eat like I should be like super big because I eat like crazy. I would always be trying to gain weight in high school. Like the comments like, oh, you're a stick, eat a cheeseburger, all that shit. The shit that people like think doesn't hurt, but it does when you're so skinny, you're trying to gain weight your whole entire life.
It hurts both ways.
Yeah,
whether
exactly.
you're too big or you're too small. Like
Exactly.
it still hurts.
It's just like body positivity should be whether you're tiny, whether you're huge, or in between it. It's for body positivity, all bodies. But I think what kind of was the hardest part was high school, where I really, really struggled with it, because that's when you're like trying to fit in, you're trying to like be hot, whatever, you like talking to boys for the first time. And I struggled with it a lot. When I got to college, I actually like gained weight, and I was like happy for the first time.
Yay.
And then I started doing sports and I lost it all again. And I don't know, I just don't think I'll ever be like comfortable talking about I just don't like when people comment negatively or positively on my body. I'm like, why do we have to talk about it? Why do we have to always comment on bodies?
Because then when it's positive, then you're like, oh, so I looked like shit before.
Yeah. And it's like,
You know?
why does it matter? My body's the least interesting thing about me. So I don't understand why it always has to be a topic of discussion. I understand like being positive about it, but it doesn't need to be talked about all the time. It's weird.
No, I think that's a good point to make. It's like, I feel that way too sometimes. It's like, what about all the other things I have going on for me?
Exactly. Yeah.
Like, why is this what we're thinking about or focused on? Or
like everyone, I'm sure every single person, whether they have the best body in the world or the worst body in the world, everyone at one point is like, I fucking don't like how I look. So it's everyone. So it's like, why do we even need to make it a point of like reference that we need to talk about bodies? It's like, whatever, everyone's doing their own thing. Everyone looks good in their own way.
I totally agree. I normally do this thing called Ask Alyssa, where people ask me advice, but I'm going to do Ask Brianna. I'm going to ask you some questions that people submitted. Okay, we answered this one about getting involved with Barstool. Oh, this one's good. Her long distance relationship and why Nick won't move to New York City.
Oh my God, I want to smash my head off this. Long distance relationship is one of the hardest things to do.
So hard.
One of the hardest things I've ever done. This one especially, because like just so much of my life is going on right now, and I'm like barely have time for a relationship.
Yeah.
Like a long distance one. So why he's not moving here is because, first of all, it's expensive to move here.
Very, especially if you're just graduating.
It's almost impossible to like find a well-paying job when you're just graduating in New
Yeah.
York City. So he's trying to get on his feet in Ohio. He just got a job. And
good for him.
Yeah. So I think long-distance relationships suck, but if it's the right person, it's worth it. So I'm trying to make it work.
Yeah, he seems sweet from what I
Yeah,
see.
yeah.
I think, look, I was in a long distance relationship when I was in college, and it was definitely hard.
Yeah.
And I think it's easy to like kind of feel like friends and lose some of that
Yeah.
like chemistry, because you're just like, hey, what's going on? What are you up to today?
Yeah.
You need to like keep things like interesting, but at least you guys get to see each other.
Yeah.
Now that you're working, you could fly out to see him, whatever it may be. But I agree. I mean, it's definitely tough. And I think the stuff that was probably tough for him was when Griffin made that comment about,
Oh, that was horrible. That was horrible.
God.
Like, I'm still like paying for that. Like, he brings it up once a week at
so
least.
what happened was, I got it was a joke instantly. I didn't even think he was
Of course.
Yeah. So basically, you were away in Miami.
Yeah, I was in Miami for BFFs.
Yeah, with Griffin and Josh, and Griffin came to your hotel room and was like, I need you to trim my arm hair.
Yeah.
And armpit hair. And you put on TikTok the story saying that you trimmed his armpit hair and he has bushy armpits.
Yeah.
I saw your TikTok. I was dying.
It's so funny.
So then Griffin retaliated, being like, Brianna also has a bush.
Saying, I have a bush. Like, Griffin, in what world do you think you can say that? Immediately, people are going to be like, well, they hooked up or something.
Okay, I think so. But in Griffin's defense, like, obviously he was kidding.
Yeah, like us, obviously, but his fans are 12.
True, fair. But in my head, I'm like, obviously he doesn't know if she has a bush or not.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
I thought it was so obvious that it was a
funny.
joke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I honestly was like, oh, good one. That's honestly hilarious. But
So then
I have a boyfriend.
so then everyone's like, she has a boyfriend. Griffin's, now it's like everyone thinks you have a bush.
Yeah, I'm like, what the fuck, dude? I had literally posted a bikini picture the next day, and I'm like, just so you know, I don't have a bush, everyone.
It's like sticking out the sides of the
I should have
bikini.
edited it in. That would have been funny if I did that.
But like, honestly, I understand too from your boyfriend's perspective. If you're hanging out with these people, they have 20 million followers, these hot guys, these heartthrobs.
I get it.
If I was your boyfriend, I'd be so jealous.
Imagine if I was like, okay, let me put myself in his shoes. Addison Rae comes up to his room. He shaves her legs for her, and then she tweets, Nick has a bush. I would break up with him. So, like, I fucking get it. I get why he was pissed.
So that is the best example
like
ever.
I 100% understood where he was coming from. And I was like, listen, I didn't ask Griffin to tweet this. Like, I didn't touch him. I literally was like, actually, no, you trim your own armpit hair. It was bad. I felt horrible for my boyfriend. But,
I feel bad for him, too.
But he got over it. Thank God, kind of.
Well, because, like, it really was innocent, but it just, the optics of it just seem worse.
Not good.
This is interesting because so it says, how is the culture working with so many women? It's not that we work with so many women. We work with the women, but I don't know. We kind of work for ourselves, honestly.
Yeah. That is like a weird question because usually it's the opposite.
I know. Like, that's why I'm like,
how's it working with all men? But I
guess in your case, working with Rhea and Kelly on a podcast.
Yeah. I think working with women is just harder because not harder, but you have to navigate, like, everyone wants, how do I say this? Because I don't want to sound like I'm like, I hate women. Yeah. But it's definitely harder to work with women just because we're so, like, not looked at. So it's like everyone wants to be the center of attention. Everyone wants to make sure that they're the best. So it's like everyone's fighting to be like the best woman or whatever.
True. Like the boss bitch.
Yeah. Just like everyone wants to be like, because we have to work 10 times harder than men, you know? So it's like working with 3 women at once and we're all like balls to the wall. Of course, it's going to be a little hectic, but I'd way rather work with women than men.
Totally.
So.
I've only ever worked with women before coming here.
Yeah.
Ever.
Really?
Yeah, because I was in like the girliest industries. I only worked with girls or gay guys. And like, so I feel like I could almost handle any type of like female personality because I worked for the Devil Wears Prada. Like that was my life.
Oh, that's
wild. So I feel like I know how to navigate women and like handle them differently. But I like how direct men are. Yeah. Because it's just like, you know where you stand.
Exactly.
So, not that, I mean, some women are that way as well, but it's just different workplace dynamics.
Different. Yeah. It's wild.
Okay. People were like dying at the fact that you didn't know who John Mayer was.
Okay, yeah. Rhea started a rumor and I know who John Mayer is. Listen, I strictly listen to like rap music and like crazy hip hop music. Like I listen to like rappers that you probably would have never even heard of. Like I'm like a trap god. Like I don't know. It's crazy. I don't listen to music like that. I've heard all of John Mayer's songs before, obviously, but I couldn't name them if you asked me to.
Yeah.
And also if you put up 5 pictures of men that kind of looked like him, I wouldn't be able to pull them out. But yeah, I know who he is. I had a bad day and I thought he was dead.
And also, like, you're not in your right frame of mind on that podcast.
Oh yeah, no, like yeah,
You know?
yeah, super not in the right frame of mind.
So things happen. People want to know if you're going to the Barstool 500 party this weekend.
No, I was going to, but I will be in Miami instead.
Yeah, no, not happening. Neither of us.
No.
Okay. Ooh, this is good. If you had infinite money, what would you do with your life?
Oh, easy. I think about this every day. I would move to like the middle of nowhere in Africa and start a safari and just have every animal in the whole entire world. That's like my happiness. It's all I want. If I ever get rich one day, I will go off the grid and just have giraffes and zebras and elephants.
Wow, I did not think that's where you were going.
That's where I'm going. That's like my lifelong dream. It's just to like live on a sanctuary. That's everything I want.
You got to take a trip.
I know. I do. I have to. I could make a vlog out of it.
I know. You need to go.
I know. Maybe one day we'll when
Go
COVID's
with
kind of better.
Actually, no. I was going to say to go with the Barstool outdoors girl,
Well,
but
they'll
then
kill all
But I was
the
just going to say
animals.
she's a hunter, so
Yeah.
maybe don't do that.
I would literally be crying the whole time. I would try to kill her.
I was going to say not sanctuary vibes.
No. Very poacher vibes.
So this person said, Brie presents herself with so much confidence. Does she feel that way really inside? If so, how?
Oh, God. Well, I'm very confident in the person that I am in everything that I do and say, but I'm like, obviously struggle being in social media and looking at yourself every day. Like, it's almost impossible to be confident in the way that you look, in the way that you feel about like yourself and your body, because social media and especially TikTok rips that away from you and destroys that from you. But I am very confident in like myself and who I am, but not the other end.
That makes sense. Like internally.
Yeah, like I have confidence talking to anyone, but not looking at myself, you know?
I get what you're saying.
Yeah, like it's kind of sad, but it's true.
It's like sometimes though, this is like a stoner thought, but sometimes when you're thinking about like yourself and talking, you almost can't picture what you look like.
Yeah.
Like I don't know how to describe it.
Like I have no idea what you look like. You have no idea what you look like. Yeah.
It's so weird. So it's like
is.
sometimes who you feel inside and then you look at a photo or something, you're like, what?
Yeah.
That's me.
Or you ever heard like like if you look in a mirror, that's not like actually what you look like. Like that's not your real.
Freaks
So
me
it's like
out.
we actually have no idea what we look like.
It's actually so scary.
Maybe we look better than we think. Let's roll with that.
Well, that's the other thing. Like sometimes you know, like even today I'm like, oh, I'm wearing a tight top. And then I walk in and KFC's like, cute outfit.
Yeah.
Like you just never know how other people are like perceiving
But also
you.
we're stuck with ourselves and looking at ourselves for however old we are. Like I've been staring at myself for 21 years. Of course you're not going to like it after that long.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
But someone new sees you. They're like, oh, she's pretty.
Yeah, you know every little in and out of every blemish, every little thing. What helps you be your most authentic self on your social media platforms?
I don't know. What helps me? I think just knowing that I don't care about comments. I don't care about like social media trolls. When I first started, I would like read every comment and like it was like it just makes you feel shitty about yourself. So once I like realized I'm doing this for me and nobody else, I was just myself on social media.
Yeah, and I think TikTok is a really good platform for people being rewarded for being themselves.
Yeah.
Whereas Instagram rewarded people for almost like putting on a facade and being like aspirational. Whereas TikTok makes like literally Joe Schmo in Arkansas become an influencer for talking about ducks. Like it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's just like if you are entertaining and like you're actually just fun to listen to, it doesn't matter if you are rich and famous. Like people actually like it. That's a really good point. I never thought about that.
Yeah, well, because I think coming from the Instagram world, I think TikTok made me. It's so funny. I got a comment the other day where someone was like, I like your content so much more now. Like I'd been following you for years and like I just couldn't relate to the whole like glamour of Instagram and your content. Just like I'm connecting to it more. And I was like, because this is what I always wanted to be doing, but that didn't pay my bills. Because on Instagram, in order to get brand partnerships, I had to be brand safe and make my aesthetic pleasing because that's the world I was in. And I knew to pay my bills,
You had to put on that.
I had to be that way.
Exactly.
And it wasn't that I wasn't being myself, but it was in a very curated way.
Exaggerated, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And whereas now I'm like,
Yeah. And you can do that. And brands like kind of like resonate with that now. It's wild how
it's
changed.
wild.
Yeah.
Well, I also think because you could Facetune on Instagram and you can't Facetune your body, your nose, anything on TikTok. It's allowed us all to just be so much more like accepting of who we are and what we look like.
I know. I love it. I love it so
Love
much.
it.
TikTok has helped so many people.
So I think that's one of the biggest things to come out of the platform, how it's made people more accepting like in their bodies and stuff.
Yeah. And just like even like social issues that people would never talk about on Instagram. Like people like call people out on TikTok and I'm like, fuck yeah.
I know.
love
It's really an interesting platform. This person wrote something that I thought was also kind of interesting. She said, do you ever feel like you lose your identity as someone that lives in New York City?
Yeah. New York City is crazy and it's full of so many different and interesting people, and I feel like it's so hard to find your people in New York City. Like I'm like struggling to find like a friend group that like I feel myself in, you know, like kind of feels like the same thing. You got to put on a glamorous like lifestyle for them, and it's like, this isn't me. I feel like I don't know who I am.
I kind of want to do a podcast on levels of friendship. So you have, I saw you posted your TikTok how you've had the same like 4 friends for how many ever years?
Yeah, 12 years. Yeah,
I've had the same friends since preschool, most of them.
Love it.
So for like 30 years, like
Yeah.
literally, I'm 30 years old. Like I literally have known these people for 28 years.
Yeah.
And I kind of want to talk about how there's like those people that are like family almost. And then there's like the friends that you meet in college who you like choose to be friends with because you like them, not because you were like forced to grow up with them.
Yeah.
Then there's like party friends who like, you know, are just social friends. Like they're not going to be in your wedding party,
No.
but you have a good ass time with them on the weekend. Like there are so many layers to friendships.
There really is.
And I think sometimes like you can come in and out with people, but then every so often, like I met my best friend Jill working together, and now she's one of my best friends of all time, and like we'll be friends for life.
Yeah.
So it's New York is interesting because you meet people and they sometimes serve a purpose.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I need someone to go out with on the weekend, or they sometimes actually end up being like a really good
Like
friend
a
of
real
yours.
friend. Yeah, it's wild. I think I'm like kind of figuring that out, that some people are just like party friends, others are like real friends. It's weird and it's kind of hard to navigate.
It is.
But it's also fun to like, because you meet and you flush so many people in and out of your life, like not even in a bad way, just like, all right, this relationship is over, but it's like, it's cool. You meet so many different people.
No, I agree. And I think as you continue to grow in New York City, you'll kind of find that footing.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to take one more. Let me find the best one. This one's funny. Who are your favorite people in the office other than Rhea, Fran, and Keegs if she had to pick a guy?
Oh, if I had to pick a
Like, who's like your guy? Like, or like a few?
I think Tommy Smokes is the funniest person.
You know, I knew you were going to say Tommy
I
for some reason.
I literally love Tommy so much. I barely even talk to him. I just think he's so fucking funny. Also, Nick Taraney, he's so funny.
So funny.
But like also where I sit is like people that aren't content, like Jack and Owen. Like I talk to them all day long, and they're like those people are some of the funniest people in the office, and they're not even like on content. It's wild.
Sometimes like I feel like who you sit with is who you become friends with.
Yeah.
It kind of sucks for you and I because we're both like in these corners.
I'm not even on the content side.
It makes me, when I first started working, I was like, how am I going to meet friends if I'm like,
Yeah.
because I was originally sitting where Edwin's sitting now.
Yeah.
Like, and I was like, how am I going to meet anyone? And then I saw all the girls like sitting together, and I was like, I'm never going to be
I
friends
know.
with the girls.
I know.
But like now, luckily, I have Casey next to me, so we talk. But yeah, it's interesting, like where you sit
It's
kind
so
of
weird.
dictates who you're friends with in a way.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like I'm friends with all the behind the scenes people, and then, but then like I'm so close to Kelly and Rhea, but I don't even like sit over near them. It's so weird. The dynamic of the seats is like who you're friends with. Yeah.
Honestly, like work friendships and dynamics are a whole nother topic. Like,
Oh,
it's just,
yeah.
It takes time. Like you need to like get drinks with your coworkers to actually get to know them.
Yeah, it's not gonna happen in the office.
Yeah, like it's just a weird, even though we have such a relaxed office environment, it's like we're all doing our work.
Yeah, exactly.
We're not just like, you may see like a TikTok, but it's like 1 second of the day. It's not what we're doing.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining me.
Yes, this was so fun.
Where could everyone follow you, stay up to date?
You can follow me on TikTok, Brianna Chickenfry, Instagram, Brianna LaPaglia, and YouTube, Brianna Chickenfry. Also, Plan Brie Uncut is my podcast, and you can find my other ones on there too.
Yeah, she also does Because We Got High and then BFFs,
Yeah.
which I'm sure everyone knows. All right, thank you so much.
Yes, of course.
Okay, guys, it is time to spill the tea. There's a lot going on, and Machine Gun Kelly debuted a little black tongue last night on the red carpet for the Billboard Music Awards, whatever that was.
Yeah, I think so.
Interesting. This is the thing. Him and Megan Fox are just such a vibe that I don't even care. Like black Vong, I just said, black tongue, vial of blood around your neck. Do whatever you got to do. I'm into them. I love the like weird punk vibes. I ship it. I'm really, really into these emo vibes that are coming back with Travis and Courtney and Machine Gun Kelly and Jaden and Nessa. Like, it's definitely a thing to be seen. So I'm here for it. Justin Bieber finally shaved his dreadlocks off.
Thank God.
Yeah, so he has like a buzzed head now.
Yeah.
It was time.
It was just like, it was a phase. He needed to get rid of it. And I think he was the only one who liked it.
Yeah, it's like, what are you doing with this hair?
Yeah, I guess he just can do whatever he wants, so he doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah, he literally doesn't care. A-Rod is milking the fact that Jennifer Lopez is with Ben Affleck.
Yeah.
And it's weird because it's like, do you not remember that you cheated on her and embarrassed her publicly?
Yeah.
He keeps posting these like really sad things, like, whatever, I just have to move on.
Right. Like a teenager.
It's like, you messed up first.
Right, exactly.
I just can't with that. I'm like, come on.
Yeah, no, it's like, grow up. You're an adult. You're a father. You have kids. She has kids. Like, just move on. If that's the case, like, she's moving on. Just let her be happy.
I feel the worst for the kids in this whole situation.
I know, because everything is so public that there's no way. And they're like still pretty young, but I think they're old enough to understand and like see those things if they're on social media.
They thought they were this like big happy family, and now no more.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's interesting. Oh my gosh, Kylie Jenner has been showing her little sexy new body. I think she's been doing 2-a-days on her stories, and like it shows.
Yeah.
She's looking super snatched.
Yeah.
The entire Kardashian family is promoting 818 tequila, Kendall's tequila.
Yeah.
Like crazy.
Yeah.
And my friend Amanda, who's going to be on my podcast actually in a few weeks from Not Skinny But Not Fat, is just obsessed with following the fact that they're all promoting 818 so much. And she brings up a good point. She's like, are they investors? Because because Kylie has Kylie Cosmetics, Kourtney has Poosh, Kim has Skims. No one promotes those brands as much as they're all promoting this tequila.
Yeah, that's true.
It's like, what? Why are they going so hard for it?
Right. Yeah, specifically like for Kendall.
Yeah, like it kind of seems like maybe they're investors or maybe Kendall just needs the help.
True. Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, that is. But yeah, when you think about it, it's not like the others are posting about different brands that they have.
And like they will occasionally, but they're nonstop posting about this tequila, which, by the way, you guys know I drink tequila, so like I'm a fan. And then the last thing we'll spill the tea on is the trailer dropped for the Friends reunion.
Yeah.
And it's so nostalgic.
I know.
I love them. I'm actually so happy that it's a reunion and not a reboot, because reboots are never good.
Yeah, they're never as funny. It's like when a movie makes a sequel, it's never as funny as the
never
original.
as good.
So yeah, I think it's going to be like a round table type thing, and then they'll have like different scenes and stuff. But
yeah, so I'm actually excited for it because I think it's just going to be fun to watch their dynamic and have them reminisce. So I think it will be great. But yeah, that's the tea for this week. Nothing super juicy, but just to keep you guys updated on what's going on in pop culture. If you are a fan of The Housewives or Bravo TV, I am doing Real Housewives of New York recaps all season long with Pat and some guys from The Office. So if you guys want to follow us, it's a digital only show on YouTube and Instagram. So it's called The Binge by Barstool. And you could just find us, again, on TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram at The Binge by Barstool. So definitely follow us there if you're a Bravo TV fan. But yeah, that's today's tea. I hope you enjoyed today's episode with Brianna. It's always great to get to talk to a coworker of mine just about their experience and their journey. And as someone that's like 21, it's so cool for me to see how successful she is. And yeah, just really enjoyed connecting. So I will be back. Make sure you're subscribed. If you're loving the pod, please leave 5 stars and a written review. And don't forget to join us over on Facebook. So if you'd like to be part of the Tea Tribe, I have the link in my bio on Instagram and TikTok to join our closed Facebook group where we talk about literally anything. So join us there, and I will see you guys next Tuesday.